Hey, Soulwars, we're back. We're back for the second edition of the history for Kansas, Delta Eta Sigma. So we are joined by some guests tonight that will talk about more of the Delta Eta Sigma chapter and just in general about their story for Sigma. It's so important for us to capture these stories so that when we get to the next 100 years, we will have our stories documented and told, and those looking at us saying, oh my goodness, back in 2022, 100 years ago, this is what these ladies were doing. So I'm so glad to have our guest tonight. If we would just go around and introduce ourselves, and we'll start with Lisa and then just do a round robin.
Okay. I am Sora Lisa Robertson. I am currently a member of Psi Sigma chapter in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, I think I'm next. So Wanda Page. I'm a member of Psi Sigma chapter as well.
Sora Lashana McGee, and I am a member of Delta Eta Sigma chapter, Anti-Bacillus.
And I'm Sora Yeager Okosi. I am here as the MC to make sure our history is documented. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is, what chapter were you inducted in? What year? And why did you join Sigma Gamma Rho?
Okay, this is Sora Lisa Robertson again. I was inducted into Gamma Psi chapter at Emporia State University in December of 1981. Let's see, where am I originally from? I am from right here in Kansas City, Kansas, born and raised. And I joined Sigma Gamma Rho because of the wonderful display of sisterhood that I saw on the Emporia State campus. Nothing against any other organization or sorority, but I just saw more of a bonding, more of a true sisterhood, more of a family type of feel and environment and togetherness with the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. So I knew that's where I wanted to be. I said that's for me right there.
Okay, I was born and raised in Kansas City, Kansas. I went to undergraduate school in Indianola, Iowa at Simpson College, and we didn't have any Black Greeks. So I decided to wait until I got out, and I would investigate and look into the grad chapters because most of my family are Deltas, and I didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to do the AKAs. And then I worked at Sanford B. Ladd in Kansas City, Missouri, elementary school, and about 6 sorors worked in the building, and we became friends, and I liked them. I enjoyed hanging out with them. And then they said, are you Greek? I said, no. And then that's when I met Yvonne. Well, I knew Yvonne Curran before that because she had taught on the Kansas City, Kansas side. And she said, hey, you got to come to a meeting, check us out, see what you think. And I just enjoyed their company. I enjoyed what they stood for, and decided in the spring of 81, I would become a member of Sigma Gamma Rho.
All right.
I joined fall 95 in Stevens College. I was the only African American in my class, and so I needed connection with people who looked like me. So I started going out into the community, doing community service, and everywhere I went, the women of Sigma Gamma Rho was there. So if I was at the elementary school reading to the kids, they were there. The Blind Bloom Community Center, they were there. And so, of course, I started following them, seeing what they were doing, and then they asked me to come to a rush, went to the rush, and the rest is history.
Well, and I joined in fall 1995 too. I'm originally here, born and raised Kansas City, Kansas. Came in at Kansas State University, the Nu Beta chapter. And the reason why I joined Sigma Gamma Rho is because they found me. They were like looking for me. I had went to school with a couple of them that were already in the chapter. And so one of the ladies I went to school with said, you know what, you're so involved in everything. You need to be a Sigma Gamma Rho. I didn't even know much about sororities, although my aunt is a Sigma Gamma Rho. I wasn't sure. So I started asking my parents and stuff, what should I do? And my dad was like, you need to do Sigma Gamma Rho because, you know, your aunts, are Sigma, you know, my grand aunt is a member of the sorority. I was like, okay. And so then I looked around at the couple and I didn't fit in like I wanted to. I wanted to be myself and I didn't want to be a follower. I didn't want to do all that. So that's why I joined Sigma Gamma Rho. And so as we think about undergraduate and graduate members, what is your fondest memory of when you were a member of the Delta Eta Sigma chapter, or since you've been in the sorority? What is a memory that just resonates in you that just is like no other?
I would have to say my fondest memory of both Sarah Page and I are former members of Delta Eta Sigma chapter. We were members of Psi Sigma chapter, and then at one point, I think in the early 90s, we decided to reactivate the Kansas chapter because at that time the Delta Eta Sigma chapter was not active on the Kansas side. So we decided to. Psi Sigma was going strong, so we said, hey, we need to try to get Kansas going again too. So a couple of us transitioned from Psi Sigma over to Delta Eta Sigma to get that chapter restarted. So I guess my fondest memory is doing the research to find out what we needed to do to get the chapter restarted. Working with headquarters and working with the region to get everything in place and make sure that we could get it going, and we did.
For me right now, my fondest two things. One, I attended the 75th Jubilee. I thought that was something, but I have to give the sorors credit who put our centennial together. I thought it was awesome. And I wish everybody could have seen it because you were inspired. It was just good to see that sisterhood, that bond, and the numbers, just the number of people was phenomenal. And we just had one exciting moment after the next, and then to go to Butler, and then to go to the old campus of Butler to see what our sorors went through and how they endured and stood the test of time. That was awesome. Because you wonder when we're saying 2022, ooh, will I be here? Will I be alive? And to see it, I saw it at the 75th, but it was even better at the 100th celebration. So that was the big thing for me.
LaShana?
I would have to say it was the 75th Diamond Anniversary. I was a new member. That was my first boule. That's where I met Sora Page and Sora Roberson there at the 75th Diamond Anniversary. It was nice to see Dr. Katie White in her prime and our last living founder. It was just an amazing time for me as a new member to be embraced by the older sorors and them encouraging me and telling me that I was doing a good job. And I think that by being there is the reason why I remain active moving forward, because it was inspiring and being able to talk to our grand basilisks without having to have an appointment. You can just walk up to them and they will talk to you, and sat at a bar talking to a lot of the national members. And at the time I didn't know who they were because I was brand new to the organization. Like I knew the grand basilisk, but then like the board members, I didn't know who was who. And then realizing that I had just spent the whole evening with these people that were like the grand supreme, and they treated me as if I was one of them. I was like, you
were?
Baby. Yes, it was wonderful.
And can I go back? I forgot. That is when I first met you, LaShana. I'll never forget. She and Denisha Snell were in a step show, and it was just two of them. And I kept saying, are you sure y'all going to be okay? It's just she said, we got this.
And they turned it out.
They were blindfolded, had swords. They turned the place upside down. I said, my God. She said, I told you we got this. This is nice. And it was awesome. I was so proud of them. And then I also hate to admit, we weren't registered. We went to everything. We had a lot of fun just hanging out, met some phenomenal people. But that step show, LaShawna, she's the baddest I've seen. I haven't seen anybody top what they did. And it was something to remember. So you did an awesome job.
Thank you.
And that's how we met too. That's how I met LaShawna too. I didn't know her either. And so that helped create a bond, a lifelong bond. And so the fondest memory for me was when we started Delta Eta Sigma, restarted it. Because when I came in 1998, we were a Delta Eta Sigma, and then we merged with Psi Sigma in 1998 for the regional conference. And so I remember, and Lisa and Wanda, you mentioned it too, about how we just wanted to be all as one so we could host this big regional conference.
Yeah, it was easier to do the work that way. Yeah.
Right. And so I remember sitting in the booth and being by Crowd Center and walking and my feet hurt. And then and then another fondest memory is when we were deciding to create Delta Eta Sigma, and LaShawna and I had talked about it a little bit, as well as Chastity Richmond, Wendy Peterson, and Denitra Peterson. We five are the ones who reactivated the chapter back in 2009. And the reason why we reactivated it is because that previous year, LaShawna and I, our goal was to get 22 undergrads. And I'm going to show a picture. I'm going to share a screen. Our goal was to get 22 undergraduate members. You remember that, LaShawna? You remember this picture? Yes. And so we said if we could get that many undergrads, then we could start another grad chapter because Psi Sigma would be okay, because we didn't want to just leave it. But this was a picture that was so memorable to me because we reached our goal of, having active undergrads. And and many of the people that you see today are active in one of our chapters. And it's, and the legacy continues. The other picture I'm going to share, because, LaShawna calls me a history buff because I love history, this is our first annual banquet that we had started when we were a chapter. We wanted to make sure that we acknowledge the community. So this is one of the first pictures that I grabbed off. Again, these pictures are from Hotmail. I was explaining that I used to use Hotmail. So these pictures are all the way back from the Hotmail days of when we had our first banquet and honored and it was so fun because based on what we saw in the 75th, we kept saying we got to come with it. We got to make it good. We can't just half-step it. And then Psi Sigma always set the bar for Romania and breakfast. Yeah. And we was like, if we got to do it, we got to come back. And so those really, set our foundation of, who we are today. And you guys, you and Lisa and Wanda, you were mentors to us. Like you mentored us every step of the way about how we should be as swords and sisters and how we should carry ourselves. That's just so many great things. Oh, we have swords.
Hey, Marion. What's going on?
Marion.
You're
Marion.
Hey, good to see you.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
What's going on?
Marion.
So tell us about yourself, where you from, what year you came into Sigma Gamma Rho, and why you joined Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay, let's see. My name is Marion Carr. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I came in Sigma Gamma Rho at Lincoln University on November the 14th, 1987, 2:13 a.m.
All right now.
I became a member of Sigma Gamma Rho because my senior year in high school, a very good friend of mine, her mother was a Sigma Gamma Rho, and she still is. And so Pearl Landers is her name, and she actually was initiated with Sora Wanda Page. And so Sora Landers and her daughter Marilyn and I were friends. She said, well, come on, join this Roar Club. I said, girl, I don't want to join no club. When I went on and joined the Roar Club, and Yvonne Curran was the was our person that was over us, and yeah. And so she made it just out of this world. We learned all kinds of stuff. Some we probably shouldn't have known. And then I talked to her the other week. And I became a member of Psi Sigma in 1993. But I became a member of Psi Sigma because I was a Roar Psi Sigma, and I was the first runner-up in the Romania Ball. So I came back, and those ladies impressed me, they really did. And I've always been the kind of person that I don't need a crowd. I don't need a group of people to dictate what I'm doing. I can do it all by myself if I need to. And so when I was becoming a Sigma Gamma Rho, now my father is one of the founders of Alpha Phi Alpha on UMKC's campus. And so they had a charter at Rockhurst and then joined a white fraternity before they were able to even start it. And so the legacy in our family is Alphas and AKAs. And my cousin flew to Kansas City and they drove to Jefferson City for her to tell me not to become a Sigma Gamma Rho. But it didn't work. My sister is a Sigma Gamma Rho, and here I am right now. I've been the bastard several times of that chapter, and I miss y'all a lot. I am currently financial with Psi Sigma, but I'm not being active, and I need to be active. I have to make the shift back because I've been active with other organizations, and so I love Sigma Gamma Rho. I had my 19th birthday when I was online. And so I've known Sigma Gamma Rho my life, and the ladies of Psi Sigma impressed me. They were impressive ladies. They really were. And so I used to go and do things with Dr. Pearl Drain and Sora Landers. One year we had we had regional conference in Kansas City, and I stayed down in the hotel with them, and I got them drunk off wine, and I had them modeling their dresses, their sequence dresses, and Sora Drain, she went down the hall with it unzipped, tiptoeing to get us some ice, and we did all kinds of things. And Pearl Drain, she was a lot. But she was Dr. Drain. Mm-hmm. And, when I become Dr. Carr, I think I'm going to be Dr. Carr, but I never use it. I mean, I've had my doctorate since, 2008. And so it's just like they were intelligent women. They were fun all at the same time. And it was just, and I was young. I was very, very young to be in the grad chapter. They allowed me to flow, and I was glad I was there. So didn't nobody else want to be the bastards. So I had the energy for it, and they were like, go, go, go. And then Wanda and Lisa, I traveled with them, and they kept me close to them at all times. Yeah. So they said, well, come on, Mary. And I said, I ain't sleeping in nobody else's room, and I go sleep in the room with them and sleep on the couch, just so I could be with them and just in their presence and laugh and learn all kind of stuff. And, Wanda always got a lesson,
Oh, yeah. Wanda can't go keep it real now.
She gonna take, what you gonna do? You're going to take the brush and paint the picture.
Mm-hmm. And Marion, I'm going to show this. I'm doing the research for our gala about people, about Soul Wars and finding our history. So I found this article. Wow. I found this article, and it talks about how you were a rower. and Romania Ball. And so just like what you said, it's right here. This is from the Kansas City Star. And the great thing about it is there's nothing like printed something with your name on it, seeing Sigma Gamma Rho, seeing what we did. Like, although we're here for, 100 years to celebrate, our history is there. It was in the Star. We're looking through the call paper now, so we'll have more articles. But it's just so amazing that history has come forth and repeats itself. So thank you, Miriam, for your awesome story. There's nothing like it. Our roommates at a regional conference, I always love when I travel having my own room, except for when it's something Sigma Gamma Rho related. It's like that friendship in those rooms is so awesome.
And yeah, I can only do 3. Other than that, I can't do it. My patience.
Well, as we get older, it's harder to do. When we were undergrads, and young, hey, I grab a pillow and sleep on the floor in a minute in a room full of people. But I said, I love you so much, but I can't sleep on the floor no more. I love y'all, but hey, y'all got to get your own room now.
I can't do it. Wanda K, you good over there?
You're on mute, Wanda.
You're on mute.
Take your phone off mute, Wanda K. She's looking for the mute button.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm proud of you. You just made my day.
Yeah.
And we always traveled together. One time we took Katrina with us, and we had a good time because her little husband, he was worried about her. He called all day and night, and it was like, is he for real? And Miriam said, don't call here no more. We're in the bed. We're not doing what you think.
We had to give him the sister talk because, hey, we got her now.
Yeah, we got your back. We're not going to let her do nothing wrong. We love you, but you better not call here no more. Because Miriam was to the point. Because we were like, who in the world is that? I was just checking on my wife. I thought,
call back here.
And we were in Wichita. What could we do?
Right. Yeah.
So
but that's the thing about Sigma Gamma Rho. It always feels like family, no matter where you go, no matter, you can walk in a room full of sorors that you don't know, but it still feels like family. You'll get to know them,
but
real quick.
I'm gonna say this. I am active with the Eastern Star, and one of the sorors, she's in St. Louis, and we were at a party, and everybody had their Eastern Star paraphernalia on, but she had her Sigma Gamma Rho t-shirt on. I was like, girl, we took pictures. We did all of that. We did.
Yeah.
We was like, hey.
You can find family. Yes, and hey.
Anywhere I'm driving, because now that my daughter's out of state, all the way in Arkansas, on the way, on the highway, everywhere I go, when they see a license plate, I'm getting honked or something. So as we think about our youth and when we were young and what we used to do, I heard her mention what we used to do and what we do now. I got to have my own bed too. I love my own bed. So what advice would you give young ladies who's joining Sigma Gamma Rho? And we do have Central Region members still, just like Marion came in. And so we are bringing younger sorors into graduate chapters. But what is some advice you would give the young ladies when they're joining Sigma Gamma Rho, or if they're new to Sigma Gamma Rho?
When they do the Central Region thing, well, I pledged in Lincoln. But when I do the Central Region thing, it is more difficult for the sorors in the chapter to really be able to keep up with them. And so I'm sure sometimes when you want a connection or something, you have to see wherever you are, where the sorors are. I'm in Atlanta right now. I'll be in Kansas City tomorrow, though. And there are 2 grad chapters here in the city, and each of them have probably about 150 members. And so, so my car, you can see the stuff on it. And so I do see a lot, but it is to reach out Sometimes people are nervous about reaching out. And when you become a part of an organization, you have to kind of reach out. I mean, people will reach back to you, but just kind of, hang on in there. LaShauna.
Hello.
Why are you so quiet over there?
I was waiting talking.
Oh my God. Too quiet over there. Why are you so quiet? But then I'm a people person, young and old. And then, me, you take it or you leave it. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah.
And I would say to young sorors coming in, learn all you can about the organization. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Yeah, it's fun to buy the paraphernalia and wear the paraphernalia and go to the parties and everything. But learn the history of the organization. Learn how the organization runs. That's why it's so important. I'm always preaching to our young sorors when they're coming in. Go to your area meetings. Go to your Central Region conferences. Go to your boulets. Don't miss any celebrations. The centennial's only gonna come one time. So, try to get there. And if you need help, reach out. We family, we'll help you. But, learn all you can about the organization because it's bigger. The organization is much bigger than just your local chapter and what's going on locally. You really, get the meat and potatoes of what's going on when you go to all your conferences and meet sorors outside of your city. So I would just say, learn as much as you can, meet as many sorors as you can, if you feel like that you are qualified to run for an area or regional or even a national position, go for it. Because your money, you're paying for your membership as well and your money's as good as anybody else's here in the organization. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like, I'm a lesser soror than her. No, you're not. Go for it. And just be yourself. Because that's the thing I love about Sigma Gamma Rho. We're not a cookie cutter organization. We are individual people, but we are one big family. So I'm going to shut up.
I would agree with Lisa and Miriam, but the thing I remember most, when you pay your money, you have every right and privilege, whether you're young or old. Because when we came up, the old girls ran it, and they really didn't allow people to, you had to prove yourself. And I don't think we do that. We want young people to step up. But one thing I found out, today, it doesn't matter, this sorority, whatever, people are so temperamental. The least little thing, you're ready to quit. The least little thing makes you mad. Well, we should have been out of the sorority a long time ago. Hey. Some of the stuff they did to us, they were not nice. Yeah. But I have to give them credit. What they said turned out to be true.
True.
Because their whole thing, Ruby Jameson, was, you got to pay your dues, pay your money, and then you got a voice, and you got to do what you say you're going to do. And when you don't, then did she pay? Because they would front you. Her car pay her dues? Did she pay her money?
It would.
In order to be active, you do have to financially. Either we're going to do it through dues or fundraising, combination of both. And that's where the rubber meets the road. That was their thing. And I thought it was kind of cold. Damn, we got to do. And she said, honey, you'll see. And I find myself saying some of the same things.
Right.
But you got to watch how you say it and how you bring it. But they weren't real nice. They were just cut and dry. This is not going to work. And little girl, did you pay your dues? Yes, ma'am, I did. And once they saw that we paid, we're here, we're willing to help, that's what it's all about.
And if you didn't have on those pantyhose and girdles, they would.
Oh, hey, get out of here. Get out of here.
You had too much shirt and you didn't have those pantyhose on, or you just all out here and you ain't got no girdle on, they will put you to the side and help educate you and teach you about how to carry. But that's what it took to be seen as professional, to be seen as a higher standard, to be seen as someone of elegance. You just didn't carry yourself any kind of way.
But one thing I loved about Soror Carolyn Booker, she didn't just tell you. She said, Wanda, what's wrong? They don't have on slips. They don't have stockings.
Yep.
I don't know if they can afford them. She gave me $400. Go take them, buy them whatever they need. She just didn't say it. And they don't make people like Booker anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever they need. Why doesn't she have on a suit? I don't know, Booker. Go find out. We need to help her. She said they helped her. And that's what we're kind of missing. That you need somebody to say, look, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but it looks like you might need a little help. So come on, you need a suit. You need this or you need that. Why don't you have this? Well, I didn't know you're supposed to wear that with that. And it's how you bring it to them. Not a problem. You didn't know, let's go make it work. Yeah. And that's what she did. What do you need? Well, what are they doing? I said, I don't know. Find out, come back. And she would just write the check. Here it is. Let's make it work. So we miss those kind of people.
I was going to say, Ruby Jamerson was the reason why I knew that I had to be financial, because when I first came in, that was the first thing she said to me, you better be financial at all times. And so when I came in and Soror Roberson called my name for roll call, I would always say, greater service, greater progress, $30 on my dues. That's right. To pay my money so that when July 1 came, I was together. And with Soror Carr, I was going to say to you, the reason why I think that I'm the leader that I have become is because when I was in Psi Sigma, and you had pulled me to the side, I don't know if you remember this or not, but you had said, LaShawna, it's okay to have fun. You can have fun. Because you was like, I'm a president, I'm going to have fun, but I'm about my business too. And that let me know, okay, I can have fun, but I still got to manage my business. And I took that conversation from you, and I've dealt my business, and I've laughed at the same time. I took that like, okay, she's telling me you doing good with the fun. Now do your business. And you said that in a professional way to where it didn't hurt my feelings. And I took that conversation and I have moved forward ever since. I've made sure the Sigma business was handled, and I had fun doing it. And so I do thank you for that conversation and pulling me to the side and letting me know it's okay. It's okay to party, but you got to do that business too. So I appreciate it.
I don't even remember that. Yeah. That's sweet. That touched me.
Yeah, I think a lot of young sorors today, it's a little different. The attitude and the outlook, the concept of sorority is a little different for them than it was for us when we came in. I don't know. I just feel like there was more of a bonding, more of I don't know. It just felt different. It seemed like for us coming in as I look at sorors, younger sorors who are coming in today, and I don't know if it may be because of the process that we went through, because we are all pledged. So, it may have been because of that process. I know, there's a lot of negativity around the pledging process, but it one thing it did do, it created an incredible bond. You bonded with the ladies that you were on the pledge line with, and you bonded with the sorors in the chapter. And, even before it was, like now with the intake process, you can't have folks from outside chapters come in and interact with your prospective members. But back then, sorors would come from everywhere, and you would get to know people, from way off in St. Louis. I was down in Emporia State, and sorors from St. Louis would be, they got a line in Emporia State. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there, So it was a wonderful bonding activity, having that pledge process. And I understand why they had to take it away, because it got out of hand. But, I just think we had a different concept of sorority the way we all came in. So it means something. I think, it means something a little more to us, or not more, but it's something a little different to us than it does to some of the sorors that are coming in today. And not to take anything away from them, I think it's important to them, but I think it's just a little different feel about it than it, that they have than it was for us.
And I think that's culture too, because as a culture, now that we have social media, we don't really interact face to face, sister to sister, heart to heart. And, everything is electronic or sending or texting or whatever. And I'm guilty of it too. And so it's different. This generation goes people, if you decide you don't like being a friend anymore, you just stop answering people did they do that back then? No. So
right.
There's a whole culture of bonding with other people and really, as you mentioned, sticking it through. And as LaShawna mentioned, I remember those Ruby Jamerson meetings and lectures and everything. Like, we would be sitting there like, okay.
Yeah, I think we all had one-on-ones with Ruby.
Right. I remember Carolyn Booker, and I just remember the wisdom that was given to us. And even when we were talking with the sorors that came in 1969, they were telling us how they feel it was different for the 80s and the 90s, and how everybody came in differently, but we're still bonded the same. There's some sorors you really click with and always are chatting with on the phone. Then there's others that you don't bond with so much. So as we think about, this is our 100 years. This is our 100. I mean, can you believe it? We made it to 100 years. So when you think about celebration, what do you want to see? How do you want to celebrate? How do you want this to come in when November 12th, and we know we're going to have the luncheon and I'll be there to celebrate, but how do you want to celebrate? How do you see this sorority celebrate?
I just see a lot of incredible bonding. I know some sorors, rededicate, having an incredible rededication ceremony with both chapters. And I know some of our younger sorors have, it's funny because some of them have said, well, we just came in, we don't need to rededicate. Yeah, I don't care if you came in yesterday, you still need to rededicate. So just some incredible rededication, togetherness. Of course, we're looking forward to the Rubies and Pearls Gala, so that we can celebrate there and get putting on the Ritz, putting on our finery and celebrating there. October 22nd.
Think you're gonna make it up?
Yeah, I can. I just, I really have not kept up like I should. I'll be there tomorrow because I am giving my mother a surprise 80th birthday party.
All right.
Fun.
Does she know?
I don't think so. Hell, I don't know. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Okay.
And then the following week, I'm a member of the Daughters of Isis, which is the sister organization to the Shriners. And so we're having our ball next week, and I am the chairperson on the woman's side. Mm. And so I'll be there for that too. But I was like, when is it? Because I got my ball dresses.
Oh yeah. October 22nd.
And I can send you the link too. I can put it in. I can send it to you in an email so you can have all that information.
Do it. And
yeah.
How much are the tickets?
$65.
Because I'm selling tickets next week for $75 a piece.
Oh wow, that's good.
And so it gets a party on Friday too, and the ball on Saturday. So
party.
Yeah. Why do we have a two-step and a line dance party on Friday for $10?
No, who's doing that?
The Daughters of Isis and the Shriners.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What y'all gonna do to celebrate Sigma Gamma Rho, Wanda? What you gonna do,
You know
LaShawna?
what? I'm like Lisa. I think it's going to be nice because not everyone got a chance to go to the Centennial.
Yep, because
And
I
I
had
think
COVID.
we're going to come, you guys function and we're doing ours. But the thing I want everybody to remember was why we were founded. We say greater service, greater progress. We got to keep helping people. Our people are struggling. When we didn't have people to stand up for us, we had to stand up for ourselves. So we got to continue to reach out. These kids need help in school. Our elders, our seniors need help.
Service.
Our people need help. When we look at all what's going on, don't forget why we're here.
Right.
You know, it's not about a big party. That's cool. But when the party's over, we still have unemployment. We still have uneducated people. We got homeless, motherless. We got a job to do. In the story of Cain and Abel, the question was asked, where's your brother? And what did he say? Am I my brother's keeper? We are our sisters and brothers' keeper. So I don't want us to lose sight of that. We should continually work.
Right.
We are that talented 10. We got to do something, reach out and help somebody. It's not enough that Marion got a PhD. I want to see somebody get a BA or get a high school diploma or go learn some technical skill that they'll be able to support themselves. A plumber, an electrician, what have you. But I want to celebrate, but let's help the people. It's not about us.
Right.
But I want somebody to say that, hey, Sigma Gamma Rho, I got a scholarship. Sigma Gamma Rho fed me when I was hungry. Sigma Gamma Rho at least helped me mentally get my thoughts together. So there's a lot of sick people. And we were already sick before COVID. COVID made it worse.
Right.
There's a lot of depressed Black folk. No, we never admitted it. You took it to the grave. You didn't talk about it, but they're talking about it. So how do we help people? So that's what I would like to see us do. Let's not get it twisted. We're here for the people. And if we say greater service, greater progress, then where's the service? Who are we helping? Because it just can't stop with us. Because we had a little girl at Mo West say, well, do y'all brand people? She had all these myths and things about who are you talking to? Well, that's what my mama said. My mama said, don't fool with that mess. Well, just read. Let's find out more information.
Exactly.
Don't stop with that. Your mother may have heard something. Not all of what she heard was true. So we got to do the research. No, we don't brand. No, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. But we do. She said, oh, okay. And then she wanted to be embarrassed. No, you asked the question. And you should be able to.
Don't know if you don't ask.
That's right.
And then you need to be able to look it up. Here's some sources that you can look at. But that's what I'd like to see us do. And I think we can do it.
I got to go. I got another Zoom meeting that I'm in charge of.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us,
Marion.
All right. We're looking forward to you can come on October 22nd.
Yeah, I got to come on out. My
okay.
All right, dear. All right.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. Love you, my sister. All right.
Okay, LaShawna, I think it's your turn to answer the question.
I just came from church with Wanda Page. What was the question?
Hey.
How do you want us to celebrate? What have you done?
Church say amen.
Amen. That's why she was chaplain for so long.
Yeah. No, I was myself and Jeree was talking about the same thing. After the gala, it's like after we put up our heels, what are we going to do? How are we going to get into the community? Because like Sora Page was saying, there is so much going on, so much gun violence. There's just so much in our community that we can attack, that we can do physically to change. So we need to come up with a master plan to get out there and help the community. And so that's what I would like to see a lot of. And that's what I liked about when we were the same chapter, and I miss doing that more. So I would like to do more of that, getting out into the community. And like when we did the Rock the Vote, driving around in the community, getting people to get registered to vote. They're going to do that again in October. I took my daughter so that she can understand the importance of your vote counts. Doing that again, like small things, getting Aurorans involved so that they know that it's just not a club where you're learning how to hang out and have sleepovers, but you're going into the community as well. Yes, we helping you learn about college. Yes, we helping you with college education. College applications, but we getting out into the community and doing stuff as well. So I agree with Sora Page. We need to get back out there and show them what Sigma's all about. Greater service, greater progress. We say it all the time.
Yeah. And I agree too. And I think the importance is we can't do it on our own. We have to partner with entities. We can't just say, let's Sigma Gamma Rho do it. But how about Sigma Gamma Rho in the school district? How about us and the other NPAC? How about us and the other Salvation Army? There's so many other organizations doing what we need to do, but they need support. So I really want to see us partner and be in, as Sora Page mentioned, the talented 10th. There's only, even if we bring in 100 people, there's only going to be 30% of the people or 20% of the people that are going to do the work. And we know this. And so the key is to be able to find those partnerships and expand so that hopefully more can be involved and just do more than the minimum, but actually in their heart. So last question. What is the future of Sigma Gamma Rho? So look into your little crystal baller in the future, or what has God placed on your heart? The next 100 years, where do you see Sigma Gamma Rho? What do you see these next 150 years, 100 years, where do you see her?
I see Sigma, talking of serving the community, I see Sigma having even a bigger footprint in the community as far as service is concerned, because our past 3-4 Grand Basilisks have all done a phenomenal job of creating partnerships on a national level with some very on the move organizations. Of course, we've always partnered with the March of Dimes, but we got the Swim 1922. We're one of the only organizations, Black Greek organizations, that have a partnership with the CDC. Of course, we've always, partnered with the NAACP, but we've got partnerships with some phenomenal organizations now that can trickle down not only nationally, but trickle all the way down locally, where we can be involved in our communities, and have a even larger footprint all the way around. So I see Sigma growing, and no more, people saying Sigma Gamma who, and they're gonna know who Sigma Gamma Rho is, because I see our footprint growing larger and larger as we, create more and more of these partnerships. So I think Queen Stacey, you said something key, is that we don't try to do it by yourself. Let's not try to reinvent the wheel. Let's partner, and get our name out there. Because Sigma Gamma Rho's always done good things, and I think we can do even better and greater things.
I would agree with Lisa. And after going to the Centennial and to see the young people who are excited, willing to work, creative, we just got to tap into all that good stuff. And we have people with the potential. And then, old heads, we got the country song said, know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We gotta step back and allow people to do. And if we have wisdom, share it, but don't be a dream killer. I'm learning that we gotta give and we gotta work together. But I think we're in good hands. We have some good people, some creative people, and we just need to allow more people to be a part of the process. And I think we're going to be okay, because I'm looking at where we are now. Who would have thought we would have got 10,000 people to come to a boule? So we've come a mighty long way.
Yeah.
So if we keep building on that, and people came back excited and wanting to rejoin and just reactivate. So I think that's a good sign. So we may not be here to see it, but the future is in you guys' hands. It'll be what you make it. And we're going to do some good things. And we got to help you get there, because you can't do it by yourself and we can't do it by ourselves. So if we work together, wow, just think what we could accomplish.
That's right.
For me, I think that I see us reactivating all of these schools around us, because for me, if you don't have the babies, then you don't have a future. So I look at it like a church. If you got a church full of the elderly and no younger people coming in, everybody's going to die off. So for me, I see us bringing in the younger people and keeping our bloodlines opening up. So all of these schools, reactivating all of these schools, I see us reaching out and getting those sorors. We got like over 300 sorors in our areas that are not active. I see us reaching out to them, getting them to come back home and coming back into the family so that we can get out and touch more of the community with more of the people. So for me, I see us bringing in babies, reactivating those who have been dormant for quite some time, and then going out into the community and making a difference. I also see us working with Psi Sigma a lot more, calling them and saying, hey, you having the Romanian ball this year, next year we got it. Hey, we got the gala this year, next year you got it. Like, we working together as opposed to separately and then joining, but working together more so that we can do more and do it big every single time. Because as we always say, Dr. Yeager, go hard or go home.
Yep.
One thing I found when I was looking at the historical data is that we used to have a Sigma room here in Kansas City. I saw it, and I'll bring up the article when I have a moment. But we used to have a Sigma room in the library or the Alpha House, one of the two. And so they were talking about how we decorated the room and we were providing study and tutoring. So I would love to see, we have so many abandoned buildings. We have so many empty areas. Another organization chartered a whole big building and paid off their mortgage. I would love to see us have a space of our own that can be the Sigma House or the Sigma building, where we can have our own events instead of looking places here and spending a lot of money paying someone else's mortgage.
Most chapters could use it for the chapter meetings and everything.
Right. And we can have it like I said, there's so many properties available, but I would love to see if we could do that for ourselves. And then that way, if we want to do events, if we want to feed the homeless, if we want to educate the kids, if we want to do this, we won't have to say where we're going to do it. No, it'll be the Sigma Gamma Row House. It'll be the Sigma or wherever we call it. We can have it right there so that we won't have to keep finding places, but people will know who we are, where we're located, and then we can help them if they want to have events to know who we are and where we are. So that's what I see for us, is that we can create something solid that can grow. I think about the Du Bois Center, for instance, when it first started and when they were building and fundraising, and now how it's grown to be so much. So that's what I would love to see us do as we grow here in the Kansas City area, working together and being able to have that presence, incorporating everything that everyone has said. So with that, final thoughts, any final thoughts or comments, and of course this will be edited, so don't worry.
So I like what you just said about that house. Now we can do it. We just got to make up our mind, and they got a lot of houses for $1. I know Missouri does more so than Kansas. I don't know, but that would be nice if we could find